Hello, everyone. It's your favorite Delulu individual here reporting for duty. Um, and I have my glasses off for this one, so it's gonna be deep. And I think ultimately this is gonna be a happy video. It might be a little somber, but um, today I wanted to talk about, and it's not the first time that I've talked about her, but the one and only love of my life, the only girl I've ever been in love with. And now before I sort of generally talked about how we met, and how she taught me to love, or basically what love, actual love, like agape, like Christian love, um, was really like. And so I'm just gonna, um, give you the basics here. What I want to talk about in this video is how she's impacted my, I don't know, just me as a person generally outside of love directly, and how it felt to be in love with her. Um and so yeah, the love of my life was actually in middle school. We had a program where kids could become the helper of special needs individuals at the school, and I was maybe the only special needs individual at my mainstream like rich white school. I was bused to there actually, um because I am a poor Latino, even though like I pass as white. Um and so yeah, that's where I met her. She was one of the people that signed up when I was in 6th grade back in 2010. I was like, um by the time I was in love with her, I was 12, but when I went in, I was 11. Uh, and yeah, I mean, what can I say? Being in love with her and even being rejected by her was the privilege of my life, is the privilege of my life. Um, I I struggle to put into words what I felt, but I remember coming home uh from school one day in 2011, and just thinking and thinking about her, and and honestly, I hate to say it, but even at 12 years old, I knew it was over. um I knew it was over, man. Like, I knew that, especially at that age, because of already previous bullying and rejection by guys and girls, that she wouldn't want to be with a disabled guy, a guy in a wheelchair. Um, but it was mixed with the most profound euphoria. I like, you just had to have experienced that, like, first feeling of love for someone so deep, like in your heart, like. And so I came home, and I asked my dad. I was like, "Dad, what's this feeling? I can't stop thinking about her." And like, whenever I think about her, I get goosebumps. he said, "Oh, you're in love," and yeah, to this day, guys, even though she's married, even though there's absolutely no chance, just the memory of that love provokes in me goosebumps. Like I still like just the thought of her, and I haven't seen her in 13 years, man. Um and but yeah, obviously knowing knowing um the response that I would get and I did get, um eventually I hid my love for her. I only told a few select people, and for literally um I would say, not even joking, 5 or 6 years straight, I was delusional. I honestly thought that, and if this is even after we had gotten in touch again online, um after we have sent literally thousands of messages to one another, I was one of the first people to know that she had gotten a boyfriend in high school. She was 2 years older than me. I was 12 or 13 at the time. She was 14 or 15, I think. Um, and And yeah, even with all that, even with not being able to see her because I was poor and gas money was expensive, and I never really wanted to ask her to come by my hood because it was a hood, bro. Like, like there was a certain laboratory where they cooked up, not so nice things literally next door to me, and like, yeah, I wasn't gonna be like, "Hey, you want to come hang out in one of the most dilapidated neighborhoods in West Florida?" That wasn't a thing that I was gonna say to the love of my life. Um, but anyway, so yeah, all those years I had only eyes for her because of my hormones. Obviously, I did lust after many other girls, and of course, because of my situation, they were always rebuffed clearly, and because of my own teenage stupidity, let's be honest, let's not beat around the bush, um they were always rebuffed. But as far as the person that I get, that again, in a state of love euphoria, love delusion, I saw myself building a life together with, um it was her. It was always her. Even after um she rejected me in 2012. At that point, yes, I mourned, but again, I thought one day she would just contact me out of the blue and say like, "Yeah, I want to be with you. I'm moving over there," or something like that. Like, I literally, when I still believed in God, I prayed to God that God would bring us together. That's that's the levels of Delulu that I was, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I mean, I I there's and I'm exposing myself like this primarily because like there's this pernicious sort of rumor that disabled people don't have sexual or romantic feeling, and that couldn't be farther from the truth because this girl literally changed the way that I view the world. This girl gave me one itis for almost a decade, and I'm only 26, and I still haven't fallen in love with another woman, guys. I have not for 14 almost 15 years fallen in love with another woman, and I don't know if I ever will. Now, the other the other team, I don't know about that, maybe, but yeah, and it was so strange, to be honest with you, because I only thought of her as like in terms of a super deep like bond relationship type of love. I rarely ever thought of her sexually, guys. Like almost never. Like I thought we would create a relationship based first and foremost on friendship and being with each other, and like so romantic, and like, looking at the stars at night, basically all your cliched movie stuff going through a 13-year-old's mind. And yeah, it would, again, I struggled to find the words, but um ultimately you would have had to have experienced your first love at this specific age, because you know sort of reality sets in when you're in your late teens and early 20s, and I'm in my mid 20s now. And there's just that window of time, right, that like, and to be honest, I wished I I was able to experience. I still do wish that I was able to experience love from her, but because of what she taught me that I already previously mentioned in a previous video, I don't regret it at all. I'm so happy that it happened, because you know what? In my darkest times, in my inkwell days, in my like journey down the a particular YouTube rabbit hole in the mid 2010s, as I had no friends, no one wanted to be friends with me, and I was just at the most reclusive point in my life, even more so than during the pandemic, if you can believe that. Her the light of her love, yes, it fueled some of that bitterness, but it also kept my heart from hardening even more. And you know what? After all these years, after time has weathered away that hardness of stone, that protective covering I put over my heart to begin with back then, after she and so many other people rejected my affection and my love and my lust. Um, Even after all the poison arrows of that I've been shot with, even after all that, her love, or I'm sorry, because she didn't love, the love that I had for her, um, still stands atop and reminds me that of my mission as a human being, which is to love my neighbor as myself, because I know that's what she would want me to do. And I know that, you know, what's really the point if, and I gotta thank one of my viewers, the unlikely toad, for and our conversations for really bringing this to the fore and some of his thoughts. But like, if you really think about it, it takes courage to love, to choose the good, even though it's hard, even though it doesn't pay, which it will get its own video. It ultimately takes courage to go against your instincts, and that to me, as I've always said on this channel, is the mark of a human being. That's what sets us apart from the other animals on this earth. And I can only hope that if there are other people out there that are struggling with love and being rejected, that you have a light like that in your life. Because in the end, it's over, man. It's never gonna happen between us. I will probably never find anyone. But you know what? I'm glad that even if we weren't together, I found her. I found her, guys, and she reminded me of what, and continues to remind me of what it means to be human. Alright, bye, guys.